we're on the way to the little 24-hour emergency doctor thing up here, patient first. He had an accident getting off that sub the last course, and Don doesn't believe in going to doctors. It was, I guess it's a SEAL thing. Don't want to look like a big puss or something, but the corpsman pretty much treated all the guys and don't believe in going to the doctor. So for days now I've been saying, let's go to the doctor, and here we are just a few hours away from the boys rolling in the morning, and now he's decided that he cannot kick this thing, so we're going to go up and beg for pain meds to get him through the next 2 weeks. I've never seen anything like it. If I'm hurting or I'm sick, I'm to the doctor. I'm just something to get me through it, but not him.
I guess some guy, I'm not real sure with the email, but some guy shows my videos to his management team, and they had a couple of questions for me, but one of them was one of his young interns or something believed strongly that I'm doing this video website to get a reality show, and he couldn't be any more wrong. We are so fed up with the world of reality TV, but we have a lot of experience in it. We've been running this course for almost 10 years now, and we're quite flattered when the very first year we were running it, people were pushing me into a reality show. Actual producers, I don't know, I get at least a call a week. I had one from Great Britain today. Somebody trying to get us to do a reality show, but we're not quite the prom queens we used to be.
But we used to be excited about having a reality TV show because we were actually approached by a good friend of ours, Mac, from Future Weapons, and that has been almost 10 years ago, and we were excited about having a reality show. We thought, how cool would that be? But then after going through it year after year after year, the red tape, the this, the that, and anybody that thinks there's a lot of money in reality TV shows would be quite wrong. I think they offered us $1,200 or something like that. So now we don't want a reality show. We've been over the reality show thing for 9 years. No, we don't want one.
Well, we went the route of a few contracts, and what we found out very early is that not all production companies are created equal. Is number one. Just because you have a production company doesn't mean jack shit. They're certainly graded on a scale of A to F. Small potato guys that are trying to work themselves up into the big world, and whether it will happen or not. So you've got production companies that make The Amazing Race, make Survivor, and then you've got these other guys, and it's hard to distinguish between the difference. They get latched on, they creative writing to some other reality show, and I was a editor for Survivor, and you get all gooned up and excited about that, and it doesn't. What we found out, because we do a lot of work with real estate. Diane and I have always loved real estate. And while we've never done it ourselves, and never would, there's a term in real estate that is used extensively in Los Angeles, Hollywood, all those guys, and it's called tying up a property. And what you do when you tie up a property and you're a dick is when somebody's asking $200,000 for their house, you'll submit the paperwork and the deposit to buy that house for $200,000. No ifs, ands, or buts. I'm taking it for $200,000, and you have no intention of paying that. None. And what you do is you wear down the seller. He accepts that offer, and you've got 3 or 4 months to closing, and then other little clauses you've snuck in there, and you tie the property up. You're not going to let anyone else get at it. Is basically what that is. and you will wear him down over time of nitpicking and nitnoiding him. And you know, a lot of these buyers are troubled buyers. They have to get out of that property. They're transferring, they're moving, they're just, you know, dad died, all kinds of stuff, and you're a fucking dick when you do it. And it's the same thing in the world of reality TV. We figured out really quickly. They will see us and tie us up so that no one else can get at us. And then they'll throw our shit on a pile that they go all over the whatever, make all these phone calls all over the country, all over the world to tie you up so no one can get at you. And then when they get to you, they'll have a look at it. So once you sign a contract with them, the browbeating starts. You're never going to hear another word out of them. They won't return phone calls or emails. It's just an ugly process, and it's usually for a year long. And then they've got an extension on that, you know, and then they all these clauses that you don't understand about anyone else that gets to you, they're still entitled to it because they found you first, and it's just fucking ridiculous. So they have burnt incredible bridges with us. We've been through the process before many times, and I mean many times, with these guys.
Another thing that they want is drama. They really want drama. One of them came down, and my daughter was working for me at the time, and just like all teenage daughters and mothers, of course, we butted heads a lot. And so after being down for about a week, and they caught me and my daughter having a knockdown drag out in the kitchen, then they decided they wanted to base the show around the drama between me and my daughter. Another one that came down, which also was trying to get us into a contract, decided that they wanted to turn it into a Navy Wives show, like the Wives of Orange County or whatever. Well, Navy wives are not going to get on a reality TV using their names and their husbands and
SEAL
all that
wives,
stuff.
not
Yeah.
Navy wives.
Well, SEAL wives. Yeah, SEAL wives. And so SEAL wives are not going to get on there and talk about their relationship with their husband and stuff. So just, you know, things like that. And Dawn and I have a little drama, just our own, being married for a million years. But we don't really have drama. You know, during our courses, we have some fantastic young men and businessmen, corporate executives that come down, and everybody gets along. I mean, every once in a while, you might have one guy, sorry, this guy was pulled out in front of me. Every once in a while, you have one guy that is very, very quiet or doesn't really pitch in and stuff, but we have good guys. We don't have the drama. We don't have the headbutting and the fighting, and that's what they wanted. And so it would just be like they always say, reality TV is really unreality TV. And they wanted us to, like, act and sort of have a script, and we can't do that shit. We're running courses down here.
Courses are very difficult to film as well. Anyone that's come down, it all sounds like a good idea, but a lot of it is done at night. A lot of it's done on the water. They're worried about cameras, and you know, it's just tough. You see Deadliest Catch and things like that. But a lot of the reality world doesn't need to hit home runs. They just need to get on base, and it pays the bills. So when you see these new reality shows, the big fucking swords or some shit, the guy that makes these fucking ridiculous swords and these lizard lick fucking toe, you know, just really, really dumb things. Not like The Amazing Race or something like that. You know, they're at least getting on base, but it's ridiculous. They never last long. They'll do anything. And I think most people would do almost anything, and that's the bit that they use. They know that. Most people would do anything to get a reality show. Not us. And I think I'm the hard head of the bunch in this between them, that I just won't do anything. Number one, I represent the United States Navy. I nursed off of that big titty for a lot of years, and so did she. I owe everything to the United States Navy, and I'm not going to get out there and make her look bad. Next is SEAL Team. I'm not going to get out there and just do anything and make SEAL Team look bad with one of these ridiculous fucking shows.
And our family.
Our our family and our students. I'm not going to put those guys. Shit happens around here enough, and we've done enough, and you guys have seen it, or enough shit goes wrong around here, enough goofy shit happens that we don't have to stage it. So I'm the hard sell. One of them wanted, they got their hooks into us, and they even suggested bringing a group of lesbians down. You remember that one?
I think I do remember the lesbian thing.
They wanted a group of lesbians to go through the course, and then they wanted a group of executives, corporate clowns in cubicles that don't get along. And then they threw up the SEAL Housewives thing, and, you know, it's just one thing after another with these guys. I'm not doing it. The other thing is we're just kind of seasonal down here. We work through the summer. So when these reality show guys would get a hold of me in August near the end of the course is ending, we're not starting up until March or April. It's got all that time, and then they come down and they screw around with it for a couple of months. They run around and beg for money from the networks. By the time they're done begging for money, if anything comes up, it's the following August. And then they're not shooting again until April, and then that shit's not going to air until probably the following spring. It's just,
so it's about 2.5 to 3 years before the thing ever airs. And we really have turned down. It's not that we've not been offered shows. We have just said no.
Oh yeah, I don't talk to them
I
anymore.
can't tell you how many times we've just said no. We're just not interested anymore. When we were first starting out, like I said, we were approached by some pretty big names out there, and we were excited about it. And we thought, how cool for the guys. You know, how cool for the students going through. It would be something like Survivor, where they're being filmed, the bad days, the good days, and all that. But that was wasn't anywhere near what they had in mind, and so we're not going to do it. And so we appreciate comments about y'all should have your own show. It means a lot to us when you say that. And we thought we should have had our own show a long time ago if it was real, but it wasn't going to be real. There was even talk of having actors come in and portraying students going through. So
yeah, they were going to stack the course with actors, and that's just not some shit we want. Basically, what they do, and I just find it to be in low budget. I don't fucking personally understand the mentality, but I got a big set of balls anyhow, and I'm not stupid. Is they will latch their hooks into you. They'll put together a 4 to 6 minute sizzle reel. Bottom line, no shit, this is what's going on there with like the big fucking sword dude. And then they pitch it to all the networks. We have been pitched repeatedly to all the History, Discovery, the Learning Channel, the Animal Planet, all kinds of fucking goofy shit. They'll sit down with executives and they'll show them this, and then they'll promise them, this is what we can do. We need this much money from you guys, and we're going to produce 6 to 8 to 12 episodes of this show for this money, and we're going to deliver it to you, and you're just going to fucking shit and fall back in it. You're going to love it. A lot of them are unproven, and when you say something like that, those executives up there did not become executives from swallowing a bunch of horse shit that you feed them. They're very tight with the money. They got a lot going on, and if you don't pitch it well, it doesn't happen. One of the best things that we did, that I broke down for, was I got a call about one of these reality shows, but they wanted to put one of them through the course, and that happened to have been Lauren, that very pretty model, fitness model, to put her through Hell Night at Extreme Seal as part of a reality show. The beauty of it was, and really piqued my interest, is it was all done for YouTube. Google was flipping the entire bill for this show, everything that would come out of it.
I mean, the cameras and everything.
Everything. And they were just going to put it up on YouTube, and I loved the idea. I really wanted to talk to get down with the producers and things like this. It was just so simple. They came down, they filmed it, they had an obnoxious amount of camera guys running around, that's for sure. But within a week, it was on YouTube. And it was just the color, the perfection, just the editing, just everything about it was great. And I had a real problem with these guys begging for money from the networks. You want to get sushi? You need a can of spray paint to catch these bugs when they're down to True Value.
Okay.
I had a real problem with the networks begging for money. We had enough of them down here before that I never saw it. How much this thing costs to produce. And as a business owner, and if you own a production company, you'd think these guys would be able to gamble a little bit and roll the dice if you really saw something. Because the beauty of what I do down here for any TV shows, and we've had them all down here, all kinds of Discovery and National Geographic, everything. You don't pay for shit. You want up in the helicopter? I got the helicopters for you. You come down, I house you, I feed you, I water you, I transport you everywhere. All you got to do is show up. And a lot of the best shows that we've done, or pitches for reality shows, have been done with a single camera guy and a single sound guy who just follow us along.
He was from Australia.
I've always went along with it because I'm going to get the sizzle when you guys pitch it. So you've done a pretty professional job. I get it and get mileage out of it. But if you own a production company and you really think, there's a couple of ways of doing this, you really think that this Extreme Seal Experience shit is some great stuff, then you send out a camera guy and you send out a sound guy and you film this, or you send out a crew, because I'm flipping the bill for their food and all that stuff. I mean, I'm no cheap date. And you put it together into episodes, a series. And an episode, a series is usually 6 episodes to 12. You go back, you edit the footage, and you sell that to the networks. Here it is, right here on a silver platter, Extreme Seal Experience, and this is how much I want for it. But there ain't many of them that will do that. And I just couldn't wrap my head around the extraordinary costs. So I just fucking did it myself. I had a good YouTube channel going. I got a camera guy, a sound guy. We learned a lot of mistakes, but we videotaped Extreme Seal Experience in its entirety, 4 total weeks, and put them up in some episodes that are good. They're decent. They're great. Not Survivor quality type of stuff. And then we started traveling. It's one thing to walk out my back door and start doing this with a local camera guy. It's another thing to start traveling. And I couldn't see it. The only time we've come close to a reality show is we had a deal with Spike. We had a signed contract, money changed hands, and we were going to Nevada, fly to Nevada with a team to out A.J. Dickin. And at the very last minute, Spike pulled the deal. I mean, we were ready to go. Same thing that we're doing now, exposing these seal imposters. It was along the same concept. And just, they had no balls. They couldn't wrap their head around the potential disaster that could come out of this stuff. They weren't ready for it. So they pulled the plug. And we just decided to do it ourselves.
Well, you said it's the closest we came to having a show. The closest we came to having a show about stolen valor.
Well, that was
with
reality
Spike.
show, and that was from an Extreme Seal pitch. These guys came down to film a sizzle and sell to the networks, to beg for money, and overheard me in an argument with a phony on the phone, and they never knew any of this stuff. And when the producer asked me, he goes, "What was all that about?"
That's right. That's right.
It's about phony seals. I do phony seals. Check out YouTube, all that stuff. And he goes, "Can you call one of those guys?" So I took an enormous risk. I felt like I did, but I just cold called one of these clowns, and he was perfect. Talking about being a drug addict, and that's why he was doing it. He confessed all his sins over there, and they incorporated that footage into the Extreme Seal Sizzle. But not only does this guy run these courses, he also busts these phony seals. And when they pitched it to the networks again, they said, "We've seen this guy before, but we didn't know he did that." And that's what they were interested in, and the rest became that with these phony seals. Bottom line is, I've got a website. I'm passionate about stolen valor. I'd love to see some of these things get up on TV in some way, but my subscribers concern me greatly. We're planning season 2 of going out and getting these guys. But I'm not in it for a reality show. I'll do it my fucking self. We're some good guys. You can give me the help, but you're doing it my way. You'll stay out of my way. I'm the guy that provides the fucking phonies. I do all of this stuff. You're not going to overwhelm this with cameras. You'll dumb it down. You'll wreck it. But maybe in the future when we get going, but never a reality show. I'm done with that. Special for Nat Geo or Discovery or something like that, maybe. But we're very happy with
I'll tell you how much we care about our students. We had Nat Geo come down, and we had spoken with the producer putting this thing together, and it happened to be at the time when we transported our students from our property up to Sandbridge Beach, and that part was surf passage and surf torture and all that stuff. And we had just gotten up there. So the guy from Nat Geo comes all the way down from LA, comes and talks to the guys, and he wants us to pack up our students, take them back to our house, and have them do the equivalent of a Hell Night again. So that he could get that footage. And with Nat Geo sitting in the living room in front of us, we told him that he'd just have to come back some other time.
Geographic.
We were not gonna ask our students to do that. And we wouldn't do anything for a show, and we wouldn't do anything that was not to the benefit of any of our students going through here. And if that don't prove it, I don't know what does. So we sent his ass all the way back to LA and said, get out. We're not having our boys do that.
Not doing that shit. We've done a lot of TV. You'll do it. And I guess that's the hard sell from our end, but I'm not going to make these guys up and make them do anything, and I'm not going to screw up my subscribers or anything else with this bullshit these guys come up with. We are doing this ourselves, and we've done a really good job with it, and we appreciate the help, and we're just starting to get the line up. And we've learned a lot from going after this last set of phonies. We went after a total of 9 of them. We got 8 of them in 4 different states, and we have got the lineup going for when these courses end, going in for season 2. And we've got some real clowns out there now. No more soft targets. These guys are bad ones. And I don't need their fucking help. I can just do it myself.
You can.
Get some professional camera guys, really good with cameras, some editors. We have the footage, so you can edit. Anybody can edit that. But,
I'm going to call Brandy and see if she wants some sushi.
Okay, call Brandy.
Brandy loves sushi.
Brandy loves sushi, and so that's that. To my management guy, good luck with those clowns. But you tell that intern of yours that Diane Shipley ain't in this thing for a reality show. He's already been down that road, and he ain't doing it.